Fortunately, still now in the 21st century, there remain some human populations whose way of life corresponds to the original forms of their ancient culture. These are the Himba, an ethnic group of nomadic herders in the Kalahari Desert, Namibia. They are victors, survivors who have conquered the desert and hunger. But they live outside the dominant culture, beyond the control of those who consider themselves to be civilization, and so have become outcasts. The strange thing is that they have not changed in hundreds of years. It is the world that has changed around them. They conserve their own attitudes and customs, a different way of seeing the world. They have always been there, but without wanting to, they have become a curiosity for the great global tribe, which considers them a picturesque ethnic rarity. Only a handful of ethnic groups like the Himbas still survive in the world, and it is almost certain that sooner or later they will disappear as a culture. They have been left undisturbed because they live in an inhospitable, poor environment. But at any moment, a multinational will discover something beneath their lands, or perhaps they will be influenced by the tourists, or a road will have to pass that way. But for the moment, the Himba remain alive as a culture. In this case, their marginalization is voluntary, and we can only hope it'll remain that way for the foreseeable future. Just as the Himba live outside the global culture, there is an animal on the other side of the world which has also found itself alone. In these shallow coastal waters of the Caribbean lives one of the few remaining populations of manatees in the world. The manatee belongs to the zoological order of the Sirenians. They are the only marine mammals that feed exclusively on plants, and for that reason they are sometimes called sea cows. They share a common ancestor with the elephants, but the Sirenians remained in the water. When some 38 million years ago the land climate became colder, the forests of marine plants receded and left them confined in just a few parts of the world. They are slow, trusting, pacific, and enormous, weighing up to 1,600 kilos. The largest Sirenian, the Steller's sea cow, was exterminated by man in the 18th century and weighed 7,000 kilos. To make matters even worse, their meat is delicious, which is why they have always been massacred. In the 17th century, the Dutch merchants sent up to 20 ships a year to Europe, laden with manatee meat. Their docility, their low reproductive capacity, and their delicious meat do not bode well for survival in the modern world. Like the Himbas, for the moment they are still there, oddities marginalized from mammalian evolution. Biological evolution is a gradual process which began approximately 6,000 million years ago on Earth. In the course of time, there have been numerous branches which have separated from the main trunk. Here in the Galapagos Islands, geographical isolation led to the colonizing species evolving and adapting in unique ways, uninfluenced by what was happening on the large continents. Not only the archipelago as a whole, but even in many cases, each island imposed its own rules on the new arrivals. For those that can travel easily, such as the birds or marine mammals, this was not a problem. But for the land species, it was a matter of life or death.